Hello everyone, today's video is all about innovative finance ISAs. So this is a specific type of ISA, individual savings accounts, unique to a certain type of product, specifically peer-to-peer lending. So peer-to-peer lending has been around for the best part of about 10 years now. Crowdfunding, where you go online and you can put in some money and you effectively are lending to individuals or businesses, you and hundreds or thousands of other people, and you get an interest rate of return back on that investment. Hopefully you get a fairly decent yield, certainly a lot better than the low bank base rate. But I mean, these things have been around for a while now. Some have done well, some have not done so well. One or two of the peer-to-peer lending platforms have actually collapsed, which is not great. But what is been around for just a few years now is the fact that you can actually invest in this peer-to-peer lending sector within your ISA wrapper. So why would you choose to do that within an ISA? Well, for the same reasons that you would want to invest in an ISA to begin with, the fact that it's a tax-free wrapper. So let's say, for example, you invested some peer-to-peer lending, put a few quid in, and that went on to fund some businesses, and you received some interest. If it wasn't in an ISA, you would potentially pay income tax on the interest if it's more than the annual personal allowance that you're allowed for interest income, but potentially it's subject to tax. However, exactly the same investment to the same businesses, but within the ISA wrapper, it's tax-free, regardless of how much you make. So that is the reason for choosing to do it over the conventional peer-to-peer lending. Do it within an ISA wrapper. So this is what's known as innovative finance ISA. In terms of the limits, it's the same limits apply to the other types of ISAs, the cash ISA, the stocks and shares. £20,000 a year is the limit. Now, the £20,000 a year, you could split it. You could have some in a cash ISA, some in a stocks and shares ISA, some in an innovative finance ISA, but the combined total cannot exceed £20,000. And you can only put into one innovative finance ISA a year. So even if you might say, well, I'm going to do 10 grand in this particular product, 10,000 another, you can't do that. For an innovative finance ISA, you can only have one per year. You can have a different one the next year. It doesn't have to be with the same provider, but it's only one per year. But you can max out should you choose. But of course, there's risks involved, and just because it's in an ISA doesn't make it any less risky than if it wasn't in an ISA. The ultimately the borrower who you are lending to within the wrapper, they could still default, they could still go into financial difficulty. So there's still investment risks present, even though there's an ISA wrapper around it. It's just that you do get those tax breaks that are afforded to ISA products. So there's a lot to choose from out there. A lot of these firms are registered with the FCA, and there are, each year becomes more and more available. In terms of who you are actually lending to, you are lending to individuals or businesses or property developers. So a real mixed bag who you can potentially lend the money to on the peer-to-peer platform within the innovative finance ISA. So something to think about. If you were keen on getting involved in some peer-to-peer lending, have a think about doing it within the ISA wrapper, known as Innovative Finance ISA. So if you like this video, please do subscribe up here, and I will see you soon.